Under the gloomy sky, the wind blew gently, making the atmosphere even more somber. Bull Demon froze for 2 seconds upon hearing Zam's suggestion, then, with a furious expression and bloodshot eyes, it opened its mouth and retorted. Are you insulting me? Stop saying such things! This was not something Bull Demon needed to consider. Just hearing it briefly was enough to make it seethe with rage. The axe in its hand crackled with tiny sparks of spiritual energy, gripped tightly by its master. If 40% gravity has no effect on you, then I will keep increasing it. Zam, baring its sharp, jagged teeth, countered. If you won't join my side, so be it, it doesn't matter. However, it failed to anticipate the sheer intensity of Bull Demon's fury. Nor did it know whether this beast could increase the gravity even further. For most other beasts, 40% was already terrifying, yet Bull Demon declared, I will use an even stronger force. The weight pressing down on Bull Demon, Zam, and the surrounding space intensified dramatically, from 40% to 41%, 42%, 43%, then skyrocketing to 48%, 50%, 55%, soaring further to 60%, and by 70%, Zam had already dropped one knee to the ground, its axe blade buried deep into the earth. Bull Demon no longer wanted to use gravity as just an auxiliary tool in its battle against Zam. It wanted to use gravity to crush Zam to death. I will flatten you like a pizza! It roared. Today Zam would die by its hand. But in that moment, a memory suddenly slipped into Bull Demon's mind. Back when they all lived peacefully in the Misty Mountains, there was a day when the badger had to gather leaves and pour the essence of life onto its injured friend's deep wound. A deep, clean scar ran across the monkey's waist. Who knew what it had done to sustain such a serious injury? Yet, its expression remained resolute, unfazed by the wound. The moment the essence of life touched it, the wound instantly closed. Within seconds, the monkey was brimming with energy again. Its spirit rejuvenated, it leaped onto the boar's head, joining its two friends to continue their mischievous adventures. They howled through the misty forest, sprinting at full speed between the trees, reveling in their carefree, youthful days. Watching those foolish antics, Bull Demon, who had been relaxing with Emperor Crocodile at the time, couldn't help but chuckle. Seriously, in the great war against humanity, those three had already lost their lives once, hadn't they? Yet, look at them now, as if that memory never existed, still as jubilant as creatures raised in an era of peace. Emperor Crocodile, of course, remembered that battle. More than anyone else, it was the beast that had been hunted most fiercely by humans. But the crucial thing was that back then, everyone had fought desperately, determined to protect this place. After all, this is our home, if even this place is taken from us. It left the sentence unfinished, gazing at the fading light of sunset alongside Bull Demon, whispering, then where would we belong? The scene was serene, punctuated by the occasional wild howls of the three troublemakers. Suddenly, Bull Demon spoke. Emperor Crocodile, you are like a sharp blade of the Misty Mountains. The crocodile didn't understand. Why was Bull Demon suddenly saying this? It didn't ask, and Bull Demon didn't explain, only muttering. And the big sister is the leader of this place. It seemed like an ordinary statement, but then a question suddenly surfaced in its mind. Then what am I? The moment that question resurfaced, Bull Demon's gravity power had already reached 70%, crushing the entire surrounding space, isolating it from the outside with an eerie white light. Zam's forehead bulged with thick veins as it struggled to resist, straining with all its might. Its mouth still moved in defiance. Damn it! The gravity grew even stronger, increasing relentlessly. Who knew how much more this monstrous force would rise? 100%? 200%? What was Bull Demon's limit? Even the kangaroo observing from outside could feel the invisible pressure weighing down on it. Though not directly within the intensified gravity, it was struggling to breathe. The very air around it seemed frozen, and its wounds, along with its entire body, felt unbearably heavy. Bull Demon of the Misty Mountains, just how deep do you hide your true power? Looking at Bull Demon standing steadfastly within its own gravity field, every creature present had the same question. Where did its power truly end? Even as the one unleashing the ability, Bull Demon itself had to endure the effects of its own power, beneath the Black Pillar, where the barbarians were fiercely battling the mutants for every inch of land. Some had already sensed the difference, and looked up at the pillar of light above. The air had become suffocatingly heavy, even from such a distance. They could feel the pressure. So how much worse was it for those actually up there? Zom knew this was bad. It had to escape. It needed to get out of Bull Demon's gravitational field immediately. But moving was incredibly difficult. Just standing on its feet was already a challenge, and any sluggish movement would be caught by its opponent. The moment it managed to stand up, the space above suddenly darkened. A massive boulder was looming overhead, right at the moment when movement was nearly impossible. If that boulder fell, it would take the full impact. This was not good. Before it could escape the gravity zone, the rock crashed down with a thunderous impact, carrying a weight as if 1,000 mountains had descended. Gravity further amplified the force of the impact, making it even more devastating. However, a golden beam of light shot upward, splitting the rock in two before streaking straight toward Bull Demon. Bull Demon was stunned. Even within its own gravity field, it had to strain to move, yet, in an instant, it leaped forward, swinging its magma axe to meet the incoming light head-on. Cracks began to appear on the axe's blade, yet Bull Demon did not waver. Pressing the axe firmly against the light as a violent screeching sound echoed, then, the beam of light swelled, breaking free from the gravitational zone, demonstrating an overwhelming power that defied Bull Demon's gravity enhancement. The light exploded fiercely in the sky, resembling a scorching sun, even overshadowing the size of the gravity pillar. But Zom did not escape with it. Instead, it stood firm within the gravitational field, its axe still embedded in the ground after splitting the rock. "So your gravity still can't affect light?" Zom sneered. "Look at you, wielding such an enormous power. It doesn't seem all that pleasant, does it?" Somehow, it had begun swinging its axe effortlessly, moving as if gravity meant nothing. "Let's see who collapses first, you or me." The scorching light surged toward Bull Demon again. This time, it hurled its axe, spinning through the air before embedding itself in the light, as if piercing a tangible object rather than mere energy. Blood sprayed from Bull Demon's mouth, staining its black fur. It activated its beast form. The muscles in its arms transformed into the forelimbs of a wild buffalo. Its horns and head surged with power, and its legs propelled it forward with immense force, launching a gravity charge straight at Zom. Gravity remained unyielding, amplifying the force of the impact. Blood splattered from Zom as veins bulged across its body while it fought back. The added speed and gravitational force turned the collision into a devastating blow. Zom was in trouble. It needed to end this. The spiritual energy was depleting too fast. It was using an enormous amount of power just to resist the gravity, amidst the chaos. Bull Demon suddenly asked, "Who am I?" Zom was dumbfounded. "Are you seriously asking me that? You don't even know who you are?" Looking into Bull Demon's blood-streaked, crimson eyes, Zom realized that the question wasn't directed at it, but rather at itself. "I am the protector of my people!" He roared out its declaration, making Zom itch all over. "So what?" Zom raised his battle axe high, let out a deep roar, and realized he didn't have the strength to bring it down on his opponent immediately. Instead, he had to extend it beyond the area of effect. The axe handle stretched dozens of meters. Something about it felt oddly familiar, of course. This was the technique Zom used to finish off powerful enemies he didn't want to drag things out with. This was the very move that beheaded the White Dragon King. And now, it was the strongest attack he could use against his opponent's master. Outside the Pillar of Light, the kangaroo could see Zom's axe shoot out, and the gravity around Bull Demon shifted drastically. No, more than that, the gravity was starting to vanish. Fear was creeping in. It was getting harder and harder to hold on. Bull Demon, dodge. There was nothing else it could do but scream. The glowing axe was descending upon Bull Demon, closer, closer, so close now. But still, he couldn't move. In moments like these, anyone would think that staying still meant certain death. But Bull Demon wasn't one to surrender so easily. His eyes flashed with both caution and pride. He hadn't even played his trump card yet, and his opponent dared to act so arrogantly? A black hole, Bull Demon stood motionless, like a statue, but behind him, a vast, pitch-black void suddenly tore open, the gravitational field was sucked into it. As if someone had pulled the drain plug on a swimming pool, even Zam's newly formed, massive axe began to distort under its pull. It quickly transformed into a vast golden mass, dragged entirely into the abyss. Zam clearly struggled to hold onto it. But Bull Demon wasn't about to let go either. In no time, the spiritual energy forming the axe was completely devoured by the black hole. Zam let out a furious, disbelieving scream. My energy absorbed? He had a good eye. That so-called war god probably thought he had broken through Bull Demon's gravitational field and was gloating. But the truth was, the gravity hadn't disappeared, the black hole had absorbed everything, including Zam's power. Now Zam was truly immobilized, the ground beneath them cracked and crumbled as it was pulled into the abyss. Seizing the moment, Bull Demon shed his beastly form, reverting to his powerful humanoid arms. With a swift, decisive strike, he drove his fist deep into Zam's massive crimson chest, and pierced straight through.